And we'll have more on the Prime Minister's address to Parliament later in the newscast. But in keeping in line with COVID-related matters, all eyes are now on the sub-variant of the Omicron strain of the virus. Already in China and other countries in Europe, they're experiencing a surge in infections. And in Jamaica, there are concerns about the impact. President of the Medical Association of Jamaica, Dr. Brian James, is of the view that the country is vulnerable to the subvariant of the Omicron strain.
We are indeed at risk. That BA2 subvariant of the Omicron, it is even more contagious than the Omicron. The question is, how virulent is it? How dangerous is it? Does it result in as many or more or less hospitalizations than the Omicron or than the Delta? That I'm not certain of. What I know, if it is very contagious and enough of our population is vulnerable, then we would still have to look out for increases in the rate of hospitalization.
Now, we took to the streets earlier where we got reactions on the way forward, given that the pandemic is here to stay. Kalisha Williams has our story.
COVID-19 has been likened to a never-ending story. A new chapter emerged with the recent discovery of a new variant. Scientists call it BA2, which is a subvariant of Omicron. And once again, cases are on the rise globally. The World Health Organization, WHO, says this is mainly due to the relaxation of COVID measures. With restrictions under the DRMA to end Friday, Jamaicans have been reacting to the new threat.
We have to actually find a way to actually adjust to this new normal, right? Mentally, we have to all be prepared mentally, right? And we all have to actually come together as one and not stigmatize anybody, right? Because that is the thing that really caused the problem in the first place.
2 years after, you have to be futuristic. And so we would have recognized, not just from the government's perspective, but would have recognized that this seemed to be something that is going to be here for a while. We wish it would go, but lifting some of the restrictions, I believe I was looking in that direction.
I believe personally that COVID done. That's my personal view. You know, I still go out and wear my mask, you know, and I still will encourage persons to wear their mask and do whatever they can not to catch it. But personally, as people living in Jamaica, I don't think, you know, it's really going to bother us too much.
And after 2 years of restrictions, many citizens are just looking forward to life returning to normal pre-pandemic.
I'm just looking for the entertainment sector to reopen.
How has this pandemic changed my life 2 years later? In a positive way, you know, it opened my eyes to know lots of conspiracies are out there, you know, lots of lies have been told about this pandemic, you know, lots of persons have suffered during this pandemic, you know, things that, you know, regulations that are in place didn't have to be in place.
So, it doesn't matter how long it takes. I believe if we work as a nation, if we work as a country, we might not see normalcy as is expected or as was before, but I believe we can get close to it.
In recent weeks, Jamaica has been seeing a downward trend in COVID-19 cases. On Wednesday, the positivity rate fell to 1.9%. Additionally of note, 8 cases were recorded. The country has not recorded single-digit cases in almost a year. Now that the government has removed the COVID-19 restrictions, public health experts have already been weighing in on the possibility of a 5th wave. Kalisha Williams, TVJ News.